Do not forget to like the video. Share your thoughts in comments. And subscribe to stay updates with our latest stories. Emmy wiped the kitchen counter, humming softly as she glanced at the clock. 6:45 p.m. Aiden would be home any minute. Friday nights were their special time: spaghetti, a movie, maybe a board game. Simple, but perfect. Her phone was on the table, screen dark. Normally, Aiden texted before leaving his best friend's house. She told herself he was just caught up in a game, laughing, saying goodbye. Then the phone rang. A strange number. Her stomach tightened. She hesitated before picking up. Hello? A deep voice, hesitant. Is this Emmy Carter? Yes, who's this? There's been an accident. Her heart stopped. What? Who? Aiden Carter. Your son. Ma'am, you need to come to Mercy Hospital immediately. Her vision blurred. The glass in her hand slipped, shattering on the floor. But she didn't hear it. She ran. Grabbed her keys. Forgot her coat. The drive was a nightmare: red lights, honking cars, everything a blur. She barely remembered parking. I'm looking for my son. Aiden Carter, she gasped to the nurse at the reception desk. The woman's face softened. Emmy's knees nearly buckled. Room 304. The doctor will explain. She ran. Heart pounding. Breath ragged. When she pushed open the door, her world shattered. Aiden lay on the hospital bed, unconscious. His face, usually full of life, was pale, a small cut above his eyebrow. Wires and tubes surrounded him, beeping machines keeping time with his shallow breaths. Mom. His voice was barely a whisper, but it cut through her like a blade. I'm here, baby, Emmy choked, gripping his hand. It was cold. The doctor cleared his throat. Your son was in a hit-and-run accident. A car hit his bike. He suffered a concussion and some internal bruising. We're monitoring him closely. A hit-and-run? Emmy's hands clenched into fists. Who did this? The driver hasn't been identified yet. Rage and fear swirled inside her. Someone had left her child bleeding on the road. Aiden's fingers twitched in hers. I saw. Her heart leaped. What, sweetheart? What did you see? But his eyes fluttered shut again. And Emmy knew, this was just the beginning. The police came the next morning. Aiden was awake but groggy. Emmy refused to leave his side. The traffic cameras caught part of the accident, the officer said. But the license plate was unclear. Who does that? Emmy's voice was hoarse. Who hits a child and drives away? We're investigating, the officer assured her. But there's something else. Aiden stirred, blinking up at them. It wasn't an accident. Emmy stiffened. What do you mean? Aiden swallowed. The car, it followed me for a while. Then it sped up. It hit me on purpose. The officer exchanged a look with Emmy. Are you sure? Aiden nodded weakly. I saw the driver's face before I blacked out. Emmy's blood ran cold. Someone had tried to hurt her son. And she was going to find out who. Emmy didn't sleep. While Aiden rested, she scrolled through accident reports, news articles, anything that could give her a clue. Then she got a call. A blocked number. She hesitated, then answered. A low voice, almost a whisper. Stop digging, Emmy. Her breath hitched. Who is this? A chuckle. Walk away. Or next time Aiden won't be so lucky. The line went dead. Her hands shook. But fear quickly turned into determination. Whoever they were, they wanted her to back off. Which meant she was closer than they thought. She called the police. Told them about the call. The officer sighed. This isn't just a hit and run anymore. This is personal. Emmy looked at her sleeping son. Yes. It was personal. And she wasn't going to stop until she found the truth. It took days, but finally, a lead. The police found the car, abandoned, wiped clean. But Aiden remembered something. A tattoo on the driver's arm. A snake wrapped around a dagger. The police cross-referenced gang records. And then, an arrest. Emmy stood in the police station, looking at the man through the glass. He smirked at her. "Why?" she asked, voice shaking. He leaned in. "You should have listened to the call." She clenched her fists. "I'll never stop protecting my son." His smirk faded. Days later, she and Aiden finally went home. The scars would remain, but they were safe. As she tucked him in that night, he whispered, "You never gave up." Tears burned her eyes. "Never, sweetheart." A single phone call had changed her life. But she had fought back. And she had won.